It's a good sign. I think the best sign of is that he's he used the opposite field. And this team with both Marwin and Valbuena over there, we can find our competitive advantage. And Louis, has scuffled to the point of trying to do anything. I mean, he's been working hard to try to contribute towards the bottom of the order. And when we're doing well as an offense, we've got some guys at the bottom that can do what he did tonight, which is a good sign. So we need a complete offense to really get this thing going, and we were fortunate on both sides of the ball. One, to maximize a little bit of our opportunities, and they gave us a couple extra bases. On the flip side, we pitched in traffic all the time and found a way to navigate through that.
How do you feel about where you are in terms of roles with your bullpen?
So I feel pretty good about our bullpen in general. Roles are important probably to the players and maybe to you guys more than it is to me. I just want the guys to get the outs when we're needed. I mean, I'm a matchup-oriented manager, so I use the guys, fairly consistently in these soft roles, or the roles that are in pencil. But I'm really happy with the depth of our pen and the way they're pitching. Feldman didn't pitch tonight. What Phillies has done, what Neshek has done in his limited opportunities, and then the three at the end that I've used for the most part in a winning game with Harris and Giles and Gregerson. I'm very comfortable with the fact I just rattled off 7 relievers. I didn't get to Sip or Devo, and we don't necessarily have to have a weakness. And I like the fact that I've got options based on matchups more than roles.
Thoughts on Gattis on the plate tonight?
I thought he had a great game. He worked his tail off behind the plate, and you catch a winner and get some hits. That's about as good a feeling as you can get as a catcher. And for him, he's catching some of these guys for the first time, especially the bullpen guys. And he battled. He blocked extraordinarily well. He had one get away from him, which he'll beat himself up about. He searches for perfection back there, but he is so prepared and so into the game calling, to getting the most out of his pitcher. This is 2 times in a row that he's had McHugh going very, very well. It's always nice to catch 16, 17 strikeout games too. Those are pretty fun.
What do you think about how he's been doing at the plate since he came back from Florida?
He's been good. He tuned himself up pretty well in his stint in Double-A, and it almost acted as if it was a spring training warm-up for him. So, he's a real threat in the middle of the order. I mean, he didn't lead our team in home runs by accident. He had a lot of RBIs last year. When he stays in the strike zone, which is something that he's doing incrementally better now than at the beginning of the season when he joined us, he's a real threat and he's a real danger, especially in this ballpark where he doesn't have to try to do too much to pull. Anything he hits to left is essentially off the scoreboard or over, and that brings some comfort for him.
What do you think of McHugh's outing, and what happened on that final play there?
Yeah, the final play is less glorious to talk about than his outing, but he finished at bats very, very well with multiple pitches, and he mixed in a few good changeups. He mixed in some finished breaking balls. His four-seam fastball was good. Down and away cutters to some of the righties at the top of the order. I thought he had everything working at one point or another when he needed it to finish at bats. They got a few hits here and there, and he pitched around some traffic. But when he's got the swing and miss fastball to finish his at bats, he's pretty locked in. At the end, there was a lot going on in that play where we're trying to prevent every run, and we played in a couple times aggressively, trying to make them have to put the ball in play in order to score a run and not give them a free run on the ground. So Marwin knows, he's coming home the best he can. They got a good break on it. It's an awkward play. The tweener play in general between the first baseman and pitcher is often messed up from time to time. And it looked like Marwin knocked McHugh's glove off. Play doesn't stop just because that happens, and it was a little bit of a mess. But luckily, Neshek came in and cleaned up the mess.